Hello everyone, my name is Ziyar Shagir and today we are going to create this design. We are not just going to create this design, but we are going to, uh, you know, uh, replicate the thinking process behind this design, and we will try to find out that how we can find this kind of interesting images and these decor elements that you see here. So from where we can find these kind of organic shapes. And what is basically this is my own design, like it's on my dribble profile. I have shared that, and a lot of people give a lot of appreciations about that design. And some people asked me about creating this, sharing the design process. So that's why I'm creating this video. So first of all, please take one thing in consideration, that this is not for a real client. This is basically the exploring of the design, like how we can do experiments with the design to create new and different things. So it might not work very well for actual client, but it's really nice to have these kind of designs in your portfolio if you are trying to build up your portfolio. So this is the reason for which I'm just trying to share the process. It's mainly for dribble or sharing your ideas on Behance or maybe even on Instagram or your social media or any social media to show off some design skills. So in this video, in this design, if you see, this is very simple and minimalistic design, which contains only a few lines of description and very focused on the product. So the idea behind this design was to create something which is more focused on product and less clutter as compared to that we see on normal e-commerce websites, where we see a lot of sliders and a lot of products and everything. So the idea was to basically create a design which is clean and to the point, to the product. So this is what we are going to create. So first of all, I'm going to share where to find these kind of images. This is very important for young designers. Like to find the good resources for the images. So for this specific image, I will share from where I find this image. And this is basically, if you go to this website, which is icons8.com, and then you have to search for photos and just search for what I did here. I searched for fashion, and in fashion, I got a lot of pretty nice images. If you can see here, the reason I chose this image is because this image is way more different than what we see in normal images, like you see here. So normally when you're trying to design for Dribble or even for a real customer, you have to, just think about the human psychology. We see normal things all the day, and that's why we normally ignore the normal things. But when we see something abnormal or something out of routine, that catches our attention. So that's the same idea that I'm trying to put here, like putting using something different which catches the attention of the user instead of people ignoring because they are seeing the normal things. So for example, if you see over here, this is just flat image. There's nothing specific about this image. There's nothing different about this image. This is a flat face, a person sitting on a chair or a stool, and just wearing very fancy shirt, and this is a flat image. So this will not make a difference. For example, if you see here, this is a flat image, so this image will not make a difference. Again, if you see here, this is a flat image, it won't make a lot of difference. So what we need to do, we need to find, when we are trying to design for Dribble or for actual client, if we can direct the client to provide us the assets which are unique as compared to flat images. So, and if we are just trying to dribble for Dribble, then you have all the freedom to choose the images that you want. So for example, I chose this image, and this is, again, this one is a very flat image. It has nothing different, so there is no reason for a person to check out this image, like when they are scrolling from hundreds of designs, uh, they will just think about this one as one more flat image, so they will not pay attention to this as compared to this image, because as you can see, there is not even the face of the person who is wearing this sweater. So this is what is called difference. So for example, one more impressive image, like the different style here, this image. So if you see here, this is kind of different as compared to very flat images, as this person is staring right into your eyes and trying to grab the attention. So this is kind of the images that I would advise you to use when you're designing, specifically for your portfolio, because you want to show something interesting as compared to flat and boring. So try to use energetic images in your design as compared to using very flat images with flat faces. It doesn't work. It doesn't put energy in the design. One more example here, if we go to freepik.com, the resource here are a lot of free resources that you can find. So if you try to search for just for model, you will see a lot of flat faces here, very flat faces. But if you try to search for something more specific, like happy, and then you can see some people with more energy in their faces. So this is kind of people that we want to use in design, which have more energy, or they have different poses which are out of routine, not normal. We try to find out the images which are very, very different as compared to normal, because normal is everywhere. If you want to make a difference, then you have to come up with something which is unique, not normal. So one thing that I would try to explain here, like if you search crazy, you can see like literally the images which are pretty much different. Like let's say we search for crazy girl, and you'll see a lot of interesting images. So these are kind of images that we want to use in the design, because they are different, they are unique, and they will put energy in your design. So just this is a little bit of a tip on choosing the images when you're designing for your portfolio. One final tip here is please don't, this is very, very nice image here. If you can see, it's low light photography, and very nice pose and everything, but don't use dark images in when you are trying to create your portfolio, especially for Dribbble or Behance or Instagram. The reason behind that is the dark color, it get lost in the design. When there are a lot of designs, the dark color will get lost in that. So that's why I normally try to avoid using dark color or black background images, because it might look really nice when it's only one design, but when it is pasted in like it's in grid of 100 designs, then it will not make any impact. It will get lost in all other bright colors, so you will not pay attention to this kind of design. So try to avoid using dark images, and try to use more bright images which have bright colors. It's specifically when you're designing for Dribbble, and it's the same rule applies for when you're designing for a client as well. So here, for example, if you see, this is very, if this was the white background, I would love to use this image, but because the posture of the image, the style of the image is really nice, but the background is dark. So this, I will try to avoid this kind of image. I will try to avoid using this kind of image in my design, because no matter how much effort I put in this design, it will find when I will post it on Dribbble, it will get lost in the lot of colors. So This is one more tip from this is my personal opinion. You might differ with that, but based on my experience, this is what I think. So back to our image here. This is the image that I have used in the design. So let's copy this image and let's get started with our real design. So first of all, we have to choose a frame size. The ideal frame size is 1440 by 990. So this is the frame size that I would use to create the design. So I will just paste my image here, Command V, and this is it. So we don't need to remove the background or anything, because one shortcut is like we can use the same kind of background for the gray background that you see here in our design as well. So that's why I will skip for removing the background for this image, and I will use the same background that we have for this image. So I will just press I for color eyedropper tool, and I will just choose the background for this image. So now you can see there are few, and the boundaries of the image are not merging very well with our chosen color. So what we can do here, we can select a pen tool and just choose all the boundaries. We're gonna select all of the image here, which no, and we are going to merge the boundaries with the same background color. So once we have that, I will just use fill, and I will remove the stroke, and then again I will use the eyedropper tool to choose a color here. So it's still, if you see here, it's not merging very well. So what we can do here is we can go to effects, and then we will choose layer blur, and with layer blur we are going to increase the blur level, and where, like, if you see here now, this layer is now blurred really well with the background. So now we cannot see the boundaries of the image anymore. So this is how normally we try we merge the image with we remove the boundaries of the image when we are using a flat background image. So this is again an interesting tip for you. It might be really helpful. So the second thing now here, if you see over here, these are we when we are designing, we cannot just go wild with the placing the elements. It's not the good way. So we have to find a proper place, basically, to put the elements which we want to use. So if you see here, this and this, they should be pretty much aligned. uh, this P thing and this Y thing is coming down. So if we see here, we just, you can see that this item is aligning pretty much really well with this text. So it's not like it's a random placement. And if you see here, you will see that it's again aligned very well with this text. So it's not like we are pasting or putting everything very randomly. It's not like that. Things have to be well connected even when there are very less amount of text on the content. So this is one thing that you have to make sure when you are designing. So now we will just put this text here. So let's start with it's made with, and then let's make the size about 12 pixel, and it's also 12 pixel. And then we have creativity and simplicity. So creativity and simplicity. I know the spellings are wrong for creativity and simplicity, and that is something that I was just pointing out earlier. I try to be a little bit different than the regular stuff. So this X and K instead of C and S, this is kind of a little bit different, and we're trying to create something different. So that's why I chose to put these words in little bit different style. So here the font that we use here is Gilroy. I will just copy this style and I will show you basically here. The font is Gilroy. Let's use 110. And if you see here, I'm gonna make this Gilroy light, and this one is bold. So let's increase the spacing a bit. So here it is. So this is the premium font. If you want to use some alternate font for this, go at Google and try to find some fonts which are matching to this font. This is a premium font, although the Gilroy font. So here we have a mate with. So I'm gonna use a Google font here for that. It's called Manro. So I will increase the size here to 16 pixel, and I will remove make it -4%. And here, let's draw a line and make it 2 pixel stroke. So there you go. Now here for this, the bold text, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna use color picker, and I'm going to choose a color from here. So this color merges well with the design, as it doesn't look different or alien color to the design. So whenever you are trying to choose colors, try to pick the colors from the design itself, from the images, instead of introducing your own colors. So let's try to use here. So this is, I think looks really nice. And we can change this to gray from this image. So you can see now, this is pretty much same like what we have in the image. So in the picture, so this must look pretty much same with that. So make it something like this. Here you go. So the second part is now creating the navigation itself. First of all, let's make a group of these things here. So I'm gonna create a group here, and let's see what we got here. 60 and 70 and 70 from here. So 70 pixel from left, 70 pixel from right. Again, as I told you, that symmetry matters a lot in design. It's not like placing elements very randomly. We have to make sure that the elements that we are placing are somehow connected with the design. They are not random. So now here we are going to create the navigation. So let's call it Zoe, let's say, and make it 16 pixel, maybe 20 pixel, and then I'm gonna keep the Gilroy font for here, and then let's use the navigation here. It's the product, and let's make it -4%, and use Google font, which is called Benro, and make it 16 pixel, and the 16 pixel here too. So now we have the navigation item, and now just create a few duplicates for this navigation item, and group them all, call it nav, and then create auto layout. Now we have something that we can put material, how we made it, some navigation items, material, how we made it. Then we have testimonial, blog, and contact us. Testimonials, blog, and contact us. Then we have so let's make this font regular instead of bold. Let's use semi bold. Let's use medium. Okay, so selecting only one medium. Let's add some more space, and there you go. The next thing that we're gonna put here is some social information. So it's instead of using icon, I will use the initials of each of the social platform. So Pinterest, and then we have Instagram, then we have Facebook, and we can have yeah, these are more than enough here. So again, I will group them. I will call them social auto layout 15. And remember, we had from bottom we had 70 pixel. So let's make it 70 here, and 60, and let's make sure that this is 70 as well from the left. And so everything is now pretty much aligned. Let's make it 20 pixel, bring it down to align with this text, and then get a group, call it top navigation. This is really important that you make the groups and properly name them all of the group, because without that, developer is not going to like you when you are doing the real work. So, and this is how when someone is viewing your design, this is how they would know that what is your level of what is your skill set, or what is your skill level for designing. So make sure that whenever you are designing, don't just place a random stuff in the design. Every layer, every item that you use, it should be properly named. So just make sure that, and here let's align everything centrally. And let's make sure that we are all good here. Yep. So now only one thing is remaining, which is putting some contents here. So for that, what I normally do, I go to my website airshakir.com, and I put RT random text, and I can get some random text here. I have this for my own self, but you can use as well. So you can just, as compared to lorem ipsum, because lorem ipsum again is now very common. So, and it's not, it doesn't help in the design. So instead of using lorem ipsum, you should be using proper text, proper words, which makes a little bit more sense instead of using lorem ipsum. So let's use something from here. I would just copy here and paste. Let's make it 18 pixel, and the line height should be 1.5. So 18 into 1.5 is 27. So the line height should be around 25 or 27, something like that. So I will go for 25. It's more readable here. Let's make it 26 or 7. It's even more readable here. So 18 looks too much. Let's use 16 and 24. This is better. And then we can have a little bit smaller here. And then we're going to use meet. Yeah, Shakir, let's say. And it's going to be bold. And let's make it a little bit underlined. So I will choose P. P for line drawing, P for pen tool. So it's 2 pixel. Again, we have used 2 pixel here. So I will keep 2 pixel here. Let's use the same font size that we have used here. So let's see, 10 pixel and 10 pixel. And then we are going to use something here for the video section. So let's see, let's make a group of this part and call it intro text. And we need to have read more button here. So read more and make it bold. That's it. Yep. So now let's align this text with this image, this box. I'm gonna have white background here, and then we duplicate this box. And let's say 160 by 160. Let's put some different background here on this box. Now here we're gonna put some more text. So let's copy a little bit of text here and go for T and paste that text here. Make it a little bit smaller because the hierarchy of the text it's because we have 16 pixel here. So if we use the same 16 pixel here, there is no difference between the importance of this text and this text. So this is less important as compared to this text. So that's why I made it 14 pixel, little bit smaller. Even you can give a little bit of different color here. So it doesn't, take more attention as compared to this one. So next is we're gonna put read more link here. Again, it's 14 pixel. And now we have to put some image here. So as we have used this image, now we go back to the website again, where we from where we collected this image. And if you see in the related images, we have quite a few images that we can use. So let's, this one looks interesting. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of this image. I'm using a Mac, so it's Command Shift 4. You can just take screenshot however you take from your, if you're using Windows operating system, you might have a different screen shortcut key for that. But for me, I just took screenshot of that image. If you see here, this is the image that we're going to use. So I will select this rectangle that we have, and I will choose on these three small lines that you see here, and I will press Command V. So once I press that, it's pasted here. The other way is that instead of doing that, you can paste the image and then you can group them both or select both image and rectangle and mask it. So when you mask it, then you have to resize the image accordingly, like where you see fit. So here it looks good. And now one thing that we need to do here is we need to, because this image and this image, they are now blending. So we need to make it look different than this image. So for that purpose, what we're gonna do here, the size of this rectangle is 160 by 160. So let's draw another rectangle over this with the same size, 160 by 160. So, and this is on that image now. And what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna copy this code, this color code, and I'm gonna put that color code over this. And now what we can do here is we can play with this if something we find interesting. If not, then we're gonna try something else as well. So let's first check if we find something interesting over here. This looks good to me, but let's try to stay away from this. So what we're gonna do here is make it 80. No, that doesn't work. So let's keep it this way. What I did here is the rectangle that I placed on this image. So I changed the blending mode of this overlay to hard light. So now this is still in same color family, but a little bit different as compared to this image. So it's having a little bit of attention and it's not being blended into the design. So now what we need to do here is we need to draw a rectangle. Let's use proper rectangle from this, and we're gonna rotate it, and let's try to use, no, this doesn't work, so let's make it black. Let's make it a little bit round corner. It's too big, so let's make it a little bit smaller. And now we're gonna make a group of this. So it's video thumb, and this is a group of video description. This is background. Now we're gonna group them all together. Video preview. So here now we have this is aligned, and now we have to align this with this text as well. So now you can see this is aligning with this text, and over here as well. Now one problem with this, this is looking good, but it's still looking a little bit empty as well. So what we need to do is we need to do some filler content, filler items. We need to fill this design so it doesn't look empty. Let's make this one active and use the same color that we have used here, and put it in top navigation group. So I was saying that the design is complete, but it still look a little bit empty. So for this, we need to use some kind of filler contents or details so that it doesn't look empty and it look a little bit, little bit busy. I think this is too bold, so let's make it. Yeah, this is much better. Okay, so for that, for making it a little bit busy or a little bit interesting, what we need to do here is we need to put some this kind of stuff, hand drawn elements or some decor elements that we need to use. So for that, what we're gonna do, these are the elements that are normally used. This is called scribbles. You can download these from scribble.design. There is a website for these elements. So if you go here, this is scribble.design. So you can download these for free and use them in your project. So this is they have Figma file, and they have the SVG files included in the design. So whatever you prefer, you can use. So once we download the scribbles, here they are. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna copy a few, something like this. Let's use these and go back to our design. So I'm gonna paste here these three. So let's keep it here somewhere. Let's keep this one over here. Let's make it a little bit bigger, and again to the edge. Even if you want to add few more details, you can do that. Let's try to use these dots here. Something like that. If that works for you, you can just keep doing the experiments. And if something works, if it's good, if it doesn't, then just delete it. That's it. So now we're gonna add some colors here. These color again should be matching, or at least if they are not matching, then they should be in contrast with the colors that you have used in the image. So either they should be matching or they should be in contrast with colors, so they don't look awkward and they look blended in the design. So both options you have. Either you use matching color or the contrast colors. So here we are now. There it is. The design is complete. Now let's do some fine tuning here. Let's make it 20 pixel to make it look a little bit more important. Everything else seems in place, and that's it. So this is one of the design. Now let's see what else we can do with the same design. We are going to duplicate this design, and let's remove this image, and let's try to create a few different versions of this design. Whenever you are creating a design, don't just stick with only one design. Try to create 3 or 4 variations of the design with different uh, image or text placement or stuff like that, so you can just see that which one looks better, or even if all of them looks good, then you have quite a few items for your portfolio. So try to do experiments. Don't just stick with once you have completed the design. Don't just call it over. You have now a design and you can play with that. So here I'm gonna place it here. So in the way we did earlier, I will just use eyedropper and replace the background. You can see the edges are not blending very well. So I'm gonna choose the edges very randomly. And now here, we're gonna give it a fill and remove this stuff here. So I'm gonna cut this and place it over the image. Let's make it properly placed. Fill the image, fill this rectangle with, fill this shape with this background. Still, you can see the borders are here. So what we're gonna do here, go to effects, layer blur, and increase the blur size. That's it, guys. So now here, what we can do now for this, instead of using this brown color, we're gonna use this orange color, and everything else seems pretty well in the place. We don't need to change anything except this color. So let's use this color here. And for this guy, let's see if we have some related images of this guy. Yep. So what we're gonna do here, copy this image, screenshot that, and replace this image with the new image. And we're gonna change this fill to our new color. Let's create one more version for that. And now instead of come on, go away. Okay, let's try to do something different here. Maybe we can try this one. Let's see how it goes. Copy, paste. It should go to the end. Over here. And now we have already the placement, so I'm just going to replace it. This is flat background, so I think this will now. We have to remove the edges again. Effects, layer blur, and the blur should be pretty big. The fill should be from the image itself. Come on. here. All right, so now we can change a little bit of stuff here with the proper coloring. Like you can do anything you want here because I'm gonna use black from this shirt of this girl, and then this can also be black. And instead of hard light, I'm going to use normal and make it 40%, maybe 60%. Okay. So let's try to do one more variation here. And this time, what we're gonna do is let's find something interesting if we can find something quickly, because I know the video size is going crazy. So this is very flat image, but let's see how it looks here. Let's put it in the background here. Pick the color from the image, from the edge. And then we're gonna blend the background. Fill, move stroke, move it inside the frame. Use this fill color, effects, clear blur. And let's make the frame background the same as well. So this is a little bit of stuff that I wanted to show you. You can always add more details to this if you want, but this should give you a solid understanding of making some simple but minimal and really nice looking design. So this is it. Make sure you follow me here on dribble.com/Shakir and instagram.com/PK. And also I have a lot of freebies on my website. If you go to airshakir.com and click on freebies, you'll see more than 170 freebies I have that include landing pages and dashboards and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure you will love this stuff. So this is totally free to download. You can just go ahead and download any freebie. You can use that in personal or commercial project, no strings attached. So you can also, you will love to explore this website as well. This is my personal website, so make sure you share this. If you like the contents here, make sure you share this on Twitter and maybe any other social media that you use, maybe LinkedIn or something like that. So I will really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.